Chairman, and welcome to the seat recently occupied by myself. I'm delighted to see you there and look forward to working with you.
Me too.
Mr. Vought, the backdrop to the conversation we're having here is indicated by this graph, which shows from 1980 to 2020 how income has grown in the United States. The bottom line, showing essentially no income growth, is the bottom 20% of income earners. And as you can see, their household income has stayed essentially flat. The second line up, this lower one, is how the top 1% of income earners have done. They're up 600% nearly, compared to near 0% for the working people in that lowest 20%. And if you look at the topmost line, that's up more than 800%, that's the top 0.01%. What worries me as we go into this effort is that what we're trying to produce is a golden age for fat cats, billionaires, and polluters that is going to make this discrepancy worse and worse and worse. And it is in that context that I would like to ask you some questions about these executive orders. President Trump fired off 26 executive orders, I believe, his first day. Are you familiar with them?
I'm getting familiar with them, Senator. I've been trying to stay abreast to them and read them. I haven't read through all of them, but I am aware that he has been very active, and I've been reading a number of them. Did
you have any role in preparing any of them?
Senator, that's part of the deliberative process that the transition goes through, and I'm not going to invade that deliberative process.
Wait. Hold. Can I have a point of order here and stop the clock? I was the chairman, you can put that down now, for a Congress in which we had, I think, over 40 hearings. And in those hearings, never once did I tell a Republican colleague what questions they could or could not ask. Those are kind of not my business. And we had some pretty out there questions, I will tell you. And we certainly never had a witness tell senators what questions they could and could not ask. So I guess I'm like, why can I not get an answer? Is there some new rule in this committee as to where these executive orders came from? That's perfectly, to me, legitimate congressional oversight. And over, this witness has told us what questions he will answer. But the oath he took was to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth in response to our questions. So if there's some new limitation about what question I can answer, I would like to understand that. If not, I'd like to have the chair tell the witness to answer my questions.
Well, as I understand it, there's no attorney-client privilege here, right? Or you're not claiming an attorney-client?
I'm not claiming a privilege, Senator.
Okay, yeah, well, you're not part of the administration. Generally speaking, I guess the question is, did you advise on executive orders and which ones? Is that the question? Yeah. Can you kind of tell us that, please, if you could?
Senator, I was not a member of the transition. I was not a member of the president's campaign.
Do you have knowledge of where the executive orders were drafted?
I don't have a comprehensive knowledge of where the executive orders were drafted.
Do you have any knowledge of where the executive orders were drafted? Do you know, for instance, if some of them came out of language from the Center for Renewing America, or some of them came out of Project 2025, or some of them came out of the Heritage Institute, or some of them came out of the American Petroleum Institute? Do you know an answer to those questions?
I can't imagine they came from Project 2025. The president disassociated himself repeatedly from that. But no, I
Yeah,
can't give you a
not really.
comprehensive answer with regard to where the executive orders were compiled. My assumption is that they were compiled within the transition.
Well, we will see, because I think there's every reason to believe that they came from special interests and lobbyists, and we'll pursue that. Let me ask you about a letter that you wrote some time ago on Center for Renewing America letterhead to the Judicial Conference. I think it's the only letter that you ever wrote to the Judicial Conference. It was dated December 18th, 2023. And it goes into a certain amount of detail about the Ethics in Government Act and about Justice Jackson's financial disclosure forms. Did you do the research for this letter into the Ethics in Government Act and into the judicial financial disclosure forms personally?
Senator Art Center did the research on that.
And who in your center did the research on that?
Our center did the research on that, and I can't speak to who did the work specifically on it.
You don't know?
No, I didn't say that, Senator. I said it's not.
Why can't you speak to that? There's no privilege about that.
No, but a think tank is a public policy organization that has a decision to note who does the work on something and who doesn't do the work on it. And I stand by that letter. I haven't read it in some time. I'm happy to look at it. But I am aware that we sent it, that I signed it.
Did Mr. Paletta, who is here, have a role in preparing this letter?
He's a member of the Center for Renewing America, but I'm not going to speak beyond that.
Here we go again, Mr. Chairman. I'm not going to speak. I'm not going to answer questions.
Whitehouse.
My
He
time is
said
up.
he stands by the letter. It's his letter. I don't
That's
care
not the
what.
question.
Yeah, well, he just said
That's
it.
not the question. My time is up.